We're going to do some of these in this packet together. Some of them are going to be homework. It's a pretty, it's not that big of a packet, but some of them are just kind of tricky. So these will be linked here in Schoology. And then I'll do one for you, and then you'll have some to do on your own. And you can probably come back for more help on these because I will make another video for another problem. So a regular octagon, and I need a pen here. The octagon means it is 8-sided. Regular just means that all angles and sides are equal. Okay. So a regular octagon is inscribed in a circle. So I might use this circle tool to draw a circle here. I don't know why it has to be orange, but it does. And an octagon, so it has 8 sides. So I'm going to try really hard here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's not so bad. So here's my inscribed, meaning that it is inside my circle. The radius of the circle is 5 inches. So I'm going to draw out to the center, and then I'm going to draw out to one of these points, and that is 5 inches. I need to find the length of each side of the octagon. So that's, I don't know if you want to call it L for length, but that's one of these. We need to find the perimeter, which would be all of these, and then we need to find the whole area of the octagon. So I'm going to start first by drawing myself a little triangle here. And I'll draw it over here too, where each one of these sides is 5. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to just draw, this is equal, I'm sorry, it's isosceles. I'm going to draw a side down here, and I'm going to make it a right triangle so that I can find some of the other pieces for this. Something else I might need to know is an angle. So if I think about this, I have all these, this right here, I'll draw it in pink, is 360 degrees, and I could divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I should have 8 triangles, so I pass, oh, yep, 7, 8. Here's my 8th triangle here. So I'm going to take 360 and divide by 8 to get what each angle in a triangle is. So I got 45. So that means that this whole top angle here is 45 degrees. So up here in mine, 45 is this one. And then maybe I'll draw in pink again. If I cut that in half, I have 22.5. I'm going to call this side, I don't know what I'm going to call that side. I'm not going to call it anything yet. Maybe X and Y. So now I have enough information where I can actually use trig to help me solve for X or Y. So 5 is the hypotenuse, and I have an angle, and I want X. So let's start with X. So Katoa, right at the top of all my papers. I'm going to solve for X. That is my opposite and hypotenuse. So now I have sine. What comes after sine is the angle. The angle of my little half triangle is 22.5 equals opposite over hypotenuse. So now you can actually type this into your calculator and get an answer. So you would multiply both sides by 5. So you're going to take in your calculator 5 times the sine of 22. And when I did that, I got 1.9. Okay, so that is what goes right here, 1.9. And this half then is also 1.9. I now know the bottom of my triangle, which is 1.9 plus 1.9. The bottom of my triangle is 3.8. Okay, I've got the answer to my first piece here, which means I can also find the perimeter because I would just take 8 times 3.8. So when I do that, I get 30.4. Okay, but the hard part now is going to be area. So area of the triangle is 1/2 times base times height. I know the base, I don't know the height. So I called that y in this triangle, but I can use Pythagorean theorem now, or you could use cosine, whichever you want. But I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem and say 1.91 squared plus y squared equals 5 squared. And when I solve this, I get that the y, or the height of my triangle, is 4.62. So I'm going to draw that in this one. And what I can do now is find the area of one triangle. So one triangle has the area of 1/2 times the base of the triangle, which I wrote in there, 3.8, times the height of the triangle, which we found was 4.62. So the area of one triangle I got to be 8.8. And there are 8 triangles in my octagon, so I need to multiply that by 8. And the answer that I got was 70 point something, because I didn't finish. So you should get an answer for that too. The area of the octagon is 70 point whatever you get. And that should be inches squared. I should have labeled these, right? Inches and inches.